Welcome back to our second semifinal today as Canisius taking on Niagara. Let's take a look now at the I Love New York starting lineups. They are brought to you by I Love New York. Come out and play in New York State. As we take a look now at the starting lineups, Niagara, as we highlighted in the open, Ambrose and Cunningham. In the backcourt, the number 1 and 2 scorers in the league, Manfredi along with Smalley out there, and Roche. And today for Canisius, Becky Zach. She's the 5'6" junior out of Bayville, New Jersey. Sherry Whitley, she's shooting 28% on threes. And you see that Megan Light, one of the top rebounders in the conference, along with Jessie Lamparski. She led him in assists with 6 yesterday. And also Jessica Steves, the top shooter in the league at 54% from the field. Today's coaching matchup is brought to you by Anaconda Sports and The Rock. There off to the right, Bill Gronin. He was named co-coach of the year in the MAAC. 151 career wins, 156 losses. He, along with Brian Georges, were given that honor yesterday. Also was the coach of the year back a few years ago when they went 20-9. 3 years ago. And Terry Zay moved over from the men's rank. He used to be an assistant under Mike McDonald for Canisius. In his first year, Terry Zay has guided this team to 19 wins.
Well, you know, you talk about Dean overachieving. Remember that Niagara was picked 8th and finished 3rd in the league. And Canisius was picked 6th and finished 2nd in the league. Of course, Marist, the number 1 seed and already securing a spot in the championship game, was picked 3rd. So some teams that very unexpected, and I think part of the reason that Coach Agronin was selected as a co-coach of the year was that no one thought, with losing 4 starters from last year's team, that they would be repeating in any way, shape, or form. They have 4 young kids in this court that have played an average of just 2 minutes a ball game in their entire career, and they have one very special person in Eva Cunningham that leads that team.
And for Canisius, Mike DeSillis retires after 6 years. Terry Zay gets the head job. Yes, the cupboard was rather full, but he still had to mold the unit into his playing style, and what a year they had. They were after Marist the entire year, ended up just a game behind Marist, the regular season winner, with a 14-4 MAAC record. The building is energized, obviously, Canisius and Niagara from this region. As you see Terry Zay wiping his board there, talking to Matt Reichnauer, the sports information director on the women's side of Canisius basketball. Niagara breaking out of their huddle, getting ready today, looking for their 18th win on the season. 64th meeting. Canisius leads it overall 37-26, and they won both meetings in the regular season by 9 points each.
So Niagara has just gotten better and better until Coach Agronin found the team he wanted to go with.
Today's referee is Marty Novich. He's joined by umpires Rachel Jones and Jake Plunkett. Thanks for joining us here on the MAAC Television Network. Cunningham to be dogged there defensively by Lamparski. That will be a good matchup. Ambrose looking for the cutter. Smalley, the rejection by Lamparski.
2 different styles of play. Niagara doesn't want it to get to be a run-and-gun game, and this Canisius team likes to take the ball and get to the basket quickly.
Lamparski
start right
both.
away with Lamparski.
She played both ends of the court. She had the block. She finished it on a hard drive and a foul. So Lamparski toes the line, shot 71% in the regular season. As a freshman, she averaged 3 points. This year, nearly doubled that.
They're a run-and-gun kind of team, and they've got the green light. They rebound really aggressively, and they go after everything. Niagara, very stable, wants to slow things down, wants to stretch the court on defense, free up its shooters.
Manfredi, a freshman, played all the games this year for Bill Agronin's group. Cunningham with a shot clock under 10 draws the foul.
She does that so very well. When all else breaks down, Eva Cunningham will put the ball on the court and take it to the basket and get to the foul line. An exceptional foul shooter. She'll shoot, she'll get fouled, she'll get there.
And Cunningham will go to that line an average of 6 times a game. Just made Her 91st of the season.
And now just 15 points away from becoming all-time leading scorer in Niagara's history of basketball for women.
Second in the MAAC in assists, second in the MAAC in steals, as well as scoring nearly 18 points a game. 3-2 early going, Canisius. Zach on the long-range shot. Second, that was Lamparski. There's Whitlieb. She likes to shoot the three.
Well, Whitlieb has the ability to light it up, so you don't want to give her too many looks at the basket.
Cunningham in transition. Smalley from the wing. Two-pointer on the line.
Every time Niagara penetrates, there is always someone who spots up somewhere on the three for the release pass.
Play hectic in the early going. Both teams really pushing tempo.
And Niagara really trying to slow it down, not getting into Canisius's up-tempo style of play.
Light comes away with it for the Golden Griffs. Whitlieb's got another long look. She's got NBA range.
She sure does. She's 3 feet behind the line and lets it go. And whispers to Zach as she goes by, nice pass.
I thought she said, keep feeding me. Ambrose, number 2 in the league in scoring. Didn't draw 10. Good hustle that time by Steves to rescue the ball. Canisius leads by 2 early going. Good denial by Smalley.
Well, both teams are like fighters right now. They're kind of throwing punches and not catching anything. And once they settle down, it's really going to be who sets the tempo of play. Already we see 2 players at the scorer's table checking in because Coach Zay doesn't like what he sees out there.
There's the deep look. That Light another rebound. Megan Light this year 6th in the league in rebounding, 7.4 a game to lead her team.
And she's tough as nails too. She goes after the basketball and puts a body on you and plays hard for 40 minutes.
Whitlieb didn't score as much this year. Knocked down 50 trays on the season. Her numbers were down from last year when she made 62 as a sophomore.
Niagara doing a good job shutting down the drive.
Had to shoot that one. Shot clock violation.
Well, you see both defensive efforts here. Canisius really doing a nice job getting into the passing lanes. Whitlieb being set up by Zach to finish off. They'll quick shoot you, so on a transition steal, you'd best get back and match up.
Yeah, they will put the ball up quickly. Cunningham to be picked up defensively now. New player into the game is Carly Chesko, number 22 from St. Charles, Illinois.
Well, I think they're going to fire different players at Cunningham all day long.
Uncontested rebound there from Whitlieb. Niagara has only out-rebounded 5 opponents this year. That could be an issue today.
Well, because Canisius is a good rebounding team, and you don't want to give them second shots.
Both teams a little bit tight. Cunningham right down the middle of the court. All-time assist maker in Niagara history, tipped out by Steves. And also, she's in the top 10 all-time in assists in MAAC history. Bill Agrona working his sideline, his 11th year with the team. Last year was Niagara's 2nd straight winning season. This is his 3rd straight winning year. Get the feeling the girls really like him.
Well, I think that he recruits the kind of player that he knows will work very hard for him, that will believe in his system, and it has worked magic in these last few years. He was uncertain this year of how good they would be because of all of the losses at graduation. Whoa.
Whitlieb went one way with the pass. Light was looking for the other way. Deadlocked at 6. We played 4:41. MAAC awards are handed out last night. The Pepsi Player of the Year, Eva Cunningham. Cunningham makes them go.
Well, I'll tell you what, she is all everything. Player of the Year this year, a Defensive Player of the Year last year. averaging 17 points, already holds the assist record for Niagara, about to hold the all-time scoring record, which is 15 more points. She just gets it done.
Let's head over to our third member of our broadcast crew today, Dave McGarity.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dean and Cecilia. This is an interesting matchup. You know what? You're talking about a local rivalry and an inner-city rivalry, if you may. Although we are talking about Niagara Falls and Buffalo, which only are separated by about 15 miles. But growing up in Big Five country in Philadelphia, I know how these rivalries get started and how they're perpetuated with a lot of interesting bylines. And this has really been a great series over the years. Golden Griffins, Canisius holds a 34-27 advantage. But this year, the Griffs swept the Purple Eagles, and this is really somewhat of a rubber match, although I'm sure Billy Agronin would like to say that it's very difficult to beat a team 3 times, but the Golden Griffins beat Marist last night 3 times on the men's side, so you never know what's going to happen in these kind of rivalries. Everybody knows each other. They grow up playing against each other, especially a lot of these kids are from the Western New York area. So it'll be interesting to see how this game unfolds. Back to you guys.
Dunsky for the runner inside, just to pick up on Dave's point. They usually play a lot of AAU ball together as well.
And they've played against each other in high school. They know each other. You know, they probably hang out in the summertime playing in the different leagues that they play in because of the cities that they live in.
Tony Smalley got a good look, drilled it.
I do think that if Canisius can set the tempo, then Niagara will have trouble with that tempo. If Niagara shoots well, of course, Canisius can't run.
That one a bit wide. Smalley playing both ends of the court for the rebound. So they will go with Cunningham, who walks it up deliberately. Smalley out there, along with Sarah Wilson, Ambrose, and Manfredi. Cunningham took a shot to the facial area.
Radunsky came in and caught her as she came around. Now, so far today, Ambrose, who is the second leading scorer, double-digit scorer, has been quiet. She's not touched the ball, and you know she started off this season not knowing where she would fit in the plans. And I'll tell you what a year this kid has had. Sean Ambrose has put up remarkable numbers.
Obviously, Cunningham not worse for wear after getting shaken up.
I'll tell you, you don't want to hit that girl. She just gets angry. When she gets angry, she plays a little bit better.
There's Zach. Setting down for Light. Nice block inside by Sarah Wilson. 13-10 Niagara on the strength of the 3 by Cunningham to push him out in front. Here's Cunningham from the other wing. Canisius out rebounding their opponents by nearly 2 a game, the 5th best in the MAAC this year. Chesko steps in for a 2-point attempt.
Yeah, Cunningham actually it wasn't Cunningham. It looks like Manfredi that caught her as she went in, so she'll be at the line for 2. You know, Cunningham does such a good job reading screens. All of her shots, she'll play it on the other end. You'll see her teammates stepping up big defensively. And again, it's all about the D for Niagara. Will they get back down today, not give Canisius quick scoring opportunities? And will they shoot the ball well on the other end? If they can do that, they set tempo, they can walk away with a W.
Carly Chesko, MAAC all-academic team just a year ago. 7 points for the leading scorer in the league, Eva Cunningham.
And just 9 away. 9 away from the big numbers that will put her as an all-time leader.
She got roughed up. She came back and knocked down a 3. Was that a little bit of a statement when she got knocked down a little bit?
It sure was. You know, she got clobbered, and when she got up, it was like, oh, yeah, I'm not hurt.
1-point game. We played just over 7 minutes here in the first half. Ambrose a charge to the iron. She's come up empty a few times.
Well, you know, that woman has taken 34 charges on the season. How tough do you have to be to stand there and take a body 34 times in a season? That's an incredible number. Ambrose, of course, last year was injured. Most of the season didn't get any playing time, has put it together and is remarkable this season. So Cunningham and she have done yeoman's work. And again, they'll be on this court. If they play 40 minutes, these two will be out here for 40.
Eva Cunningham has been basically the starting point guard for 4 years. Bill O'Gronin says, I'm really going to miss her. I recruited her. I like her. She's a great basketball player. She's a better person. Cunningham drawing the 2-shot foul.
Well, I was impressed with what all I've read is that, you've got this senior that everybody looks up to, that everybody wants to be like, and they want to win for her. You see her going on the dribble strong and getting to the foul line. Great foul shooter. She's been there twice already and put both shots in.
And she makes another one. On the year, shooting 76%. She's done it all. MAAC year, freshman year, MAAC all-rookie team. Sophomore year, first team all-conference, and MAAC defensive player of the year. Last year's second team all-conference. And this year, she goes wire to wire. She was the preseason MAAC player of the year and finished up the postseason MAAC player of the year.
And she just plays with the same look on her face all through the game. Doesn't show a lot of emotion, just simply has that look, or that stare that says, look, I'm here to play, end of it.
Megan Light kept the ball alive, rewarded with the arrow and a held possession.
You see them underneath, boy, they really go after it. Megan Light grabs a knee for that jump ball.
She grabbed anything she could get. Capiano onto the floor, wearing number 33, a freshman from Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Too much aggression there in the post against Sarah Wilson.
Well, Light and she are just banging one another in there, and it's whether the official calls the first push or the second, depends on what position they're in. But they're really physical underneath that post position.
Canisius won both battles this year by 9 points each, but this is the one that counts in the semifinals. The winner of this one will take on Marist, the defending champ, tomorrow. Shot clock still got plenty of time, 17. Light looks to turn the corner. Radomski. A walk before she got the shot up. 11:39 left in the opening 20. Niagara by 3 here in Buffalo.
What are you looking for in a college? Cutting-edge academic programs, a faculty that's second to none, great recreational opportunities and residence halls? How about a college that will provide you with the education you need to become a leader in your profession and in your community? If that's what you're looking for in a college, you'll find it at Canisius. To learn more about Canisius College, call 1-800-843-1517 or visit us on the web at canisius.edu. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
Thanks for joining us here on the MAAC Television Network. Our second semifinal of the day. Niagara leading at 15-12 against crosstown rival Canisius. Fidelis Care is proud to sponsor the Fidelis Care family section. Fidelis Care providing free or low-cost health insurance to all New Yorkers through the Child and Family Health Plus programs. Marist winning earlier against Fairfield 69-49 and enjoying, I guess, the fruits of their labor, snacking there. Getting ready for preparation for tomorrow's championship game.
Eating pizza and just enjoying the ball game. No pressure on them right now.
Thought I saw a couple buffalo wings there as well. Niagara basketball leading it by 3. Cunningham working her way into the post. Tesco may have got a piece. Zach will heave. Zach had 12 yesterday in the win against Manhattan. They bounced the Jaspers out at 60-50. Meanwhile, Niagara just destroyed Ryder, 69-46 to advance to today's semis.
Well, Canisius had a much tougher game than Niagara did. That Manhattan team is just pesky. They just don't go away, and they hang around for 40 minutes, so you can't rest your starters. You always have to be alert to them. Niagara just coasted. They were up, and, they were laughing, not having to worry about minutes.
Capuano touching it up, one of the youngsters on this year's team. Jessica Steves, who led the MAAC in field goal percent, and that's one of the reasons why she turns and spins from 3 feet.
Oh yeah, she's just got a nice turnaround move. She's quick on her feet, and you know she's athletic. She can jump, and she plays at a really good pace for them. She's willing to run the court. She gets down, does the job.
Oh, there's a heavy fall right there off an illegal screen. Chesko taking the brunt that time of the physical activity, and Eva Cunningham talking with one of the umpires about the call.
Well, Wilson really set a screen that was a head-hunting screen. But, you know, Eva just goes over and talks to the official about watching screens on the other end as well.
Always argue for the next call, Seal.
Absolutely. Set it up.
Bounced off the leg there of Chesko. It has been a physical game here in the first 10 minutes of this one.
Well, both teams, you know, last year this is a rematch of the game that brought Canisius to the finals last year. So you have them remembering, and, you know, you have Eva Cunningham in her last hurrah.
One-on-one set up against Chesko. And Cunningham has done that several times in her career. Entering play today with 1,719 points, just a few points away from the all-time record.
And that record was set by Kim Coons in 89-92 with 1,734 points. That's an awful lot of points.
That's a ton. You know, you have to play ever since your freshman year
to get those kinds of numbers out.
Cunningham, little step on Chesko. Down to Spaulding on the baseline. Radunsky has the clear. She's been a big factor for them this year.
And you see that off to the races. You've got Canisius really trying to run.
Trailing the play is Ambrose. Cunningham shoots anyway.
She's got that look in her eye today, boy, and there's just no stopping her. She's just 3 away from reaching that milestone, and if all goes well, it's going to happen in the first half.
Steve's working hard. Draws the foul. They want to pound it inside as often as they can. Jennifer Roche was trying to get the block. That young lady can block some shots, leading the MAAC in that category as well.
Well, 2 big, strong players in Steves and Radunsky in there, and Light sitting on the bench. But these kids can rebound. They can hit. They go after the basketball, and they can run, and they've had a great run. Canisius is the kind of team that can beat anybody on a given day.
And Steves will get another opportunity here on the year. Shot only 56% at the free throw line. Was given the ESPN Magazine Academic All-American District 1 second team credit. That's a mouthful. And has a GPA of 3.88. That's the marvel about all this. They can do it in the classroom so well, and they are out here competing since mid-October.
Oh yeah, they just they found a way to balance what they do with what they love doing. And you know, I have always said that basketball players usually academically do much better in the basketball season than they do in the off season, because they have to manage their time so well.
All about focus, concentration, time management. Cunningham. Radunsky came in to keep the ball alive and causes a foul.
That's Manfredi's 3rd foul, and that doesn't set well for Niagara, because she's been out there doing lots of stuff on the boards. Ambrose quiet today, boy. You know, Ambrose, the 2nd leading scorer for Niagara, hasn't put up a point.
Zach Cunningham, who also does her share of rebounding, gets nearly 4 games. Cunningham's got 13 in the ball game. She is 2 away from tying the all-time record and 1 triple away from becoming the all-time leading scorer. And she's knocked down 1 of 2 on triples here today. Here's Ambrose on the triple try. There's her first points.
Well, I watched her yesterday, and I just thought that Ambrose has got the whole package. And that as a sophomore, she's doing some great stuff. And Cunningham and she seem to have a sixth sense about where the other person is at all times.
Another 3. Back-to-back triples here by Niagara. Chantel Wilson, who actually shot the best this year, percentage-wise, at 47.8.
Well, Canisius can't run if Niagara scores because there's no rebound to be had. So if Niagara continues to shoot the ball away, it takes a bread and butter play out of Canisius' hands.
Steve's had a great chance at a conventional three-point play off the miss by Whitlieb. Niagara has been hot. They have hit back-to-back three-point attempts from the left and the right. And the bench for Niagara enjoying what they're seeing here. Third-seeded Niagara Purple Eagles leading against the number 2 seed Canisius, 25-18. Just a little over 7 left here in the first half. And Dave McGarry's in some familiar country. Knows some young ladies from the Poughkeepsie, New York area. Let's check in with Dave.
Hello, Dane. Yeah, I'm sitting up here. I'm trying to get some of these post-game snacks from these ladies, but they won't give it up. But I'm sitting here with the MAAC contingent here after an unbelievable first game here in a doubleheader. We've got Kristen Keller next to me with her pretzel and cheese. Alicia Kresge down there. We got Fifi Kamari here. We got Lauren Whitney here. But what a terrific performance by you guys in the first game, Kristen. I just felt that you came out ready to play. I mean, I was a little worried after a double bye how you guys are going to respond to the big layoff.
We thought it was to our advantage to have the layoff, actually. But we were here and we were pretty anxious to play, so we came out strong today.
Well, you sure did. I mean, I just was so impressed with your transition offense. I mean, obviously, Kresge over there does such a great job of getting the ball to people, and Fifi and you and everybody came into the game, just did a wonderful job getting up and down the floor. But, how do you guys feel sitting here watching this? This is a big game. These two teams are big rivals, and I know Canisius beat you, and I know, you'd swept Niagara this year, but how do you guys feel about this matchup tomorrow, whoever it is?
We don't really care who it is, but this is a big. This is gonna be a good game to watch, actually. But I don't know. I think we're just gonna be ready to play.
Well, I think you guys certainly were ready to play today. Listen, I'll go back to Dean and Cecilia over there. I'm going to hang out here and get as many snacks as I can. Kresge doesn't want to give up her Doritos and cheese, but the pretzel looks pretty good next to me. So back to you guys. I'll save you some.
Dave, that's so unlike you to want to get after that food. Dave has never met a buffet table he didn't like. This is Smalley. Ambrose. And the putback attempt. Roche's playing physical in there. And she's basically their biggest player at 6'3".
Well, I'll tell you, the difference in the game, two differences. Canisius cannot run with the shooting of Niagara. They're shooting 60% from three-point line. Niagara's 40% from the floor. And they're rebounding. Niagara is matching the rebounding output that Canisius is. And when you do that, you take Canisius' strength and you minimize it. So right now, Canisius not in a good familiar situation with Niagara shooting well and rebounding well.
I talked about it. The rebounding numbers are not good. They're allowing their opponents to out-rebound by nearly 7 a game. But today they're just attacking the glass.
Well, they're going after it. I think that coaches got them ready, knowing you want to get into a championship game, it's going to come on the glass.
Roche comes away with another block in one game this year. She blocked 10 St. Peter Peahen shots.
Well, I'll tell you, she's got some ups, and, she'll have her chance for the blocks between Steves and Light inside there.
5:47 left here opening half. Niagara by 8 at the HSBC Arena.
And Eva shows that thumbs down signal, and it's a 1-4 set for Ambrose coming off. And they've got a lot of set plays. In the minute there's a mistake made, she comes over and tells the player what she needs to do. Canisius has not scored a field goal since the 9:42 mark in this game. It's been all Niagara on the glass and all Niagara in the scoring column.
Light on the block, losing the grip, putting it on the baseline.
And it's another turnover for Canisius. That's their 7th turnover so far this game.
Well, they do turn it over 18 times a game.
Well, when you're running and you're rebounding, you're going to turn it over. But you don't want to turn it over when Niagara has got the hot hand and when Eva Cunningham is just a few away from breaking a record.
I like the way Cunningham deliberately brings it up, sets everything up, and then goes to work after that.
Well, that's a sign of a really well-coached team. They're following what they need to do in order to be successful.
Ambrose made a valiant attempt to save there. It's Canisius basketball. Canisius dropped its first 9 MAAC postseason tournament games after winning their first one in 1999, but it's really the first time they've been under the tutelage of that man, Terry Zay. His first year as head coach used to be with the men's program.
Well, you know, this, if they were to win today's game, they would have a 20-plus win season, and that would be the only time. It would just be the 4th time in championship history that would happen for a Canisius program. So this is a big thing, winning 20 games. You know, Coach DeSillis left the cupboard full, but Coach Zay has taken it to another level.
Foul on the floor, says today's referee, Marty Novich. And you look at Canisius' numbers, number 1 team in the MAAC in scoring, 67.7, but they'll also give up 66 per game. They like the run and gun style. Cunningham missed everything.
Well, they're a young team in the sense that they don't have any seniors. They have 5 juniors and 4 sophomores, 5 freshmen, but their juniors all played in that championship game last year. So they've had experience. They may not have had experience as starters, but they've had experience as playing in a championship situation.
8 fouls on Niagara, 1-1 now for Canisius. Canisius still with 5 fouls. They've got 1 to give. And Parsky puts it in. She had a nice game yesterday in the win against Manhattan. She had a good line. I mean, something like 4 points, but she had 6 assists and 4 steals.
Well, she's tough defensively. She gets the job done. She's steady with the basketball, and she gives Zach a chance to take a blow when she can handle at the point. So she not only plays the 2 guard, she plays the point guard. So she's really very versatile in the backcourt. Not
often do you find 2 assist makers in the same team who go over 100 in the same season. Zach had 130, and Lemparski had 117. That's a lot of distribution. You know, we're seeing a lot more today of setup plays in Niagara than their motion offense. And it might be because Canisius does such a good job taking away the passing lanes. Jesco leads it for Steves, and we got a good one going on. 2-point ball game with 4:05 left of the first half. Steves shooting a remarkable 54% from the field to lead the team. In fact, back in mid-February, she was the MAAC Player of the Week. Cunningham. And Cunningham does such a good job. She's a big guard. So not only she can shoot from the outside, but she can go the other way. Jessica Steves is starting to make a living around the bucket here in the first half. Jesco assisting on that one. 2-point game in Buffalo. Niagara leading by just the deuce over Canisius, 27-25. Second game of our semifinals today. The winner of this one taking on Marist, the championship game, 11 a.m. on the MAAC Television Network tomorrow. The cheerleading squad here for Eva Cunningham. I love this gentleman off here to the left. Well, got the big 32 on the forehead. And you just want to say, well, there's a lot of ways to use your head. But, boy, they're all here cheering her on. She's just a couple away. Well, now she's 1 away from tying the all-time leading scorer, Kim Kuhn. And Cunningham, obviously, that's the last thing on her mind right now, worrying about tying an all-time record. She wants to extend this lead to 4 if she can. And she does it right there. 1,734 career points, tying the all-time leader, Kim Kuhn. It's Jesco in transition. Canisius shooting just 33% from the field here in the first half. And it's been all the tempo that Niagara had hoped. They're not letting Canisius run. They're doing a good job on the boards. And they're keeping the game played in the 50s, not in the 70s or high 60s, which is where Canisius wants this game to go. Cunningham backing in, spinning for Smalley with the 1 dribble. Got her to the iron. You know, a lot of 1-4 stuff today where Eva's taking the ball down and all of the teammates are either coming across the foul line or across the baseline. Lots of set plays, keeping the ball in Eva's hand. She doesn't turn the ball over very much. She can distribute as well as shoot. Now charge to Jesco, her second, 7th on the team. Smalley for 2. Smalley, sophomore, 5'11", from Thornville, Ohio. 3-time high school All-State player, sophomore through senior year. She scored over 1,000 career points while she was in her high school days. Got a lane violation. Smalley went over the line premature. Niagara by 5 with 3:08 remaining. Bill O'Gronin actually coached this team back in the early 90s and then left to become the principal of a local school, was begged to come back, and he's led him to 3 straight winning years.
And he tried to resign a couple of years back, and they wouldn't let him. So he's great. He does a terrific job with the kids, and they love playing for him.
Go in your boss's office and you say, "I'm tendering my resignation." We won't accept it. I think he's pretty happy he stayed.
Oh, I think so, too. These last 3 years have been good ones for him.
Cunningham, long range. Oh, Steves took a tumble with a helpful push from an eagle.
Well, I think Wilson is... and Wilson is tough. I mean, she goes after it. Now, this will put them in there. That's her 3rd foul. Not good news for Niagara because Wilson's done a very good job on Steves and Rendunsky. And, of course, Megan Light is sitting on the bench with fouls as well. So this stretch of the last couple of minutes, neither team wants to let it get into a double-digit situation.
We saw that happen in the opener with Fairfield and Marist. It was a pretty tight game, and then Marist outscored them over the last couple of minutes to go up by double digits at the break and then ran away with it in the second half. Rendunsky puts one in there. Rendunsky, a valuable contributor this year. In fact, in the press conference yesterday, Terry Zay said she got down on her game. Remember, she's a youngster, a sophomore. She was in the first 8-man rotation at the start of the year. She lost some of her confidence in the early part of the year. She was told she was going to be out of the rotation. She emails the coach and said, "You may have put me down on the rotation, but I'll be back."
There you go.
Emailed the coach.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of a shake-up for a player to step up, and she certainly earned her minutes again. Niagara uncharacteristically has thrown the ball away in the last couple of possessions. You know, coaches call the last 2 minutes of the half and the first 2 minutes of the second half times when a team can set the tempo and set the tone. Niagara has made a couple of bad mistakes in this couple of minutes, putting Steves at the line now and closing the gap. You know, she's 9 points already. She's a couple of rebounds and shot very, very well from the foul line. They've put her there twice, really on bad mistakes, offensive fouls, throwaways. Don't want to put her there. Make her earn them on the offensive glass.
Second foul on Ambrose. And Steves, entering play today, shooting 56% from the free throw line, has found the range. Last time Canisius led was 10-8 with 14:36 left here in the first half. They trail by just 1 right now.
Showing a little bit of half-court pressure, trying to get them to turn the basketball over. It worked in the first few possessions that they showed.
Sarah Preibel checking in now for the Eagles. They reverse it to Cunningham. There's the hoist. Another air ball by Ambrose. That's her second here this afternoon.
Ambrose quiet today, not doing what Niagara needs her to do. You know, she's played 16 minutes and she's just got 3 points. She averages double digits. She's the second leading scorer on the team. They need her to step up a bit.
And she's 1 for 5 from the field. Down inside the Steves and a lead for Canisius.
And Wilson's second foul really has hurt Niagara because she's the one player that has kept Steves under wraps.
So Steves continues to score here at will with 1:20 remaining in the first half. Now Ambrose looks for an answer and does. 33-31 Niagara.
Ambrose looking for that charge, trying to pick up the 35th of the season, wasn't able to. Now they would have sent in this last 2 minutes. They're going to talk about sending them to the foul line 3 times. Hard foul here. And that is her 3rd foul. So you have 2 starters that have put in some big time having to go to the bench.
So the 3rd foul on Ambrose just put her team ahead with the triple from the corner. And here's Chesko. Marley Chesko placed 3rd in high school in the state long jump and also majoring in athletic training at Canisius, just a sophomore from Illinois. 1 point game. Chesko could tie it here. take Chesko out. She gained valuable minutes.
It's been all Canisius in this 2-minute stretch, and they've taken a 5-point deficit, turned it around, and the game's all tied.
Throwing some pressure, and it paid off.
And this little half-court press has bothered Niagara.
They let them play on. Timeout. Whitlieb had the presence of mind. They had not burned a timeout. They have to use at least one here in the opening half. She was tied up and got the TO.
Yeah, if not, she would have tossed it away. They had her surrounded. She made a good move. She looked out thinking Zach would be at the 3. She wasn't there.
So all tied up at 33-33. Whitlieb, one of the veterans on the team, a junior.
I'll tell you, Canisius had done such Canisius wasn't able to set tempo. They couldn't run, and all of a sudden, with a half-court press, they're back in the game again.
The New York Lottery MAAC Scholar Athlete of the Year is Siena junior Lauren Serber of Sayville, New York. Winners are selected based on GPA, community participation, and good sportsmanship. The New York Lottery, supporting education since 1967, salutes Lauren Serber for her achievements. Zach Radunsky, Steve's out there with Whitlieb, as well as Capuano. Little elbow thrown that time by Steves. So Steves is called on it.
And that's her second. So the big people have pounded each other a little bit.
And they are starting to get into foul trouble. Niagara now elects to call a 30-second timeout.
Well, Niagara wants to use a little bit more of the clock in this 30-second stretch and really come up with a score. They've not been able to score in the last couple of possessions. They haven't taken any shots, Dean. What they've done, this half-court trap has really troubled them. And a couple of times, Eva came over, had no place to go with it. Eva's got her cheering section there. All about just, having not just a great senior, but a great career. And what a year she's had, and what a year this Niagara team has had.
The Golden Griff cheerleaders, their men won last night against Marist and advanced to tonight's game against Ryder here on the MAAC television network. Cunningham to be watched by Zach on the way up. Under a minute remaining here in the first half. Kathy Rudder checking in wearing number 22, Cunningham. And Megan Light, they want to get her back in, get a big rebound. Final 20. They will spread it out a little bit. Final 10 for Zach and company. Cunningham glances up. She's got plenty of time. Gets one up, a two-pointer. And just the way we started, we're at deadlock. 33-33. That man, the family, the grandfather, the grandmother, they're pretty happy. Anybody who wears a 32 on top of their head
is related.
Has to support the grandchild. 33-33 our score as Canisius stormed back from a deficit of 7 points during the course of that first half to tie it. And once again, I think, as you had mentioned, the defensive pressure rattled Niagara a little bit, and it hurt the Purple Eagles. Let's go over to Dave McGarity now at courtside.
Thanks a lot here. I'm here with Coach Zay. Coach, a typical inner-city battle here. Boy, you guys are going tooth and nail. What a great first half.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened the last two games. I mean, this is the way it is. It's going to be a battle, for 40 minutes. And the player of the year stepped up here in the first half and made some big shots on us. So we got to do a little bit better job containing her.
Well, I think, you've done a terrific job with your kids countering that. What do you need to do in the second half defensively?
We definitely can't give as many open three looks, and that's what they do with Wilson Ambrose and Cunningham. And we gave them open looks. If they make them contested, that's one thing, but we can't give them those open looks. So we continue to go inside offensively.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Ding.
All right, thanks, Dave. All tied up, 33-33. The break we go. Back with our halftime entertainment after this on the MAAC Television Network. Into the second half here at HSBC Arena. Deadlocked at 33-33. Rivals here out of the Western New York region. Eva Cunningham with 15 points. She is now 1 point away from becoming the all-time leading scorer in Niagara history in what could be her final game if Niagara were to lose this. With it out front, it's Becky Zach. She runs it at the point. The top assist maker on the team, along with Megan Light, Jessica Steves, Whitlieb, and Lemparski. That's a three by Becky Zach. She had a very quiet first half. 1 of 4 from the field and just 2 points, 2 assists in 17 minutes.
Well, you know, Coach Zay elected to keep all of the players with 2 fouls on the bench in the first half. So Light's back in the game. Steves, of course, Lamparski had picked up 2. Chesko had picked up 2. So you have situations where Niagara has 3 people with 3 fouls, and Canisius has no one in real foul trouble for the start of the second half.
Biggest lead of the ball game for Canisius had 3 on that strength of the 3 and more. Now by Megan Light with the high-low game working.
Well, Light, again, sat down early, hadn't scored, but had 6 big rebounds in 10 minutes of play. And it starts out in the combo of Light and Steves. You see it here, the high-low game settles in. Steve's doing a really nice job today. 13 points, doing it all. Hasn't rebounded as well as she usually does, but she's making up for it both at the foul line and at the floor.
First time at the line today for Megan Light, 62% free throw shooter, actually taking the most this season in the regular season. Cunningham hawked defensively by Lamparski. Joined there by Ambrose, Smalley, Roche, and Manfredi. Manfredi got into foul trouble with 3 in the first half. Little spin by Ambrose. 3-point Canisius lead. Ambrose in that first half, 2 of 6 from the field, but hit 2 triples.
And Light not ready for that pass that Zach threw in the inside.
Cunningham started out the game hot, but has missed her last 6 attempts from the field.
Lamparski just dogging her everywhere, though. Not giving her any daylight.
And they've run several people at Eva Cunningham today.
Always doubling, always wanting her to give the ball up.
Smalley. He shoots a line drive, and so far they're going down.
Cunningham does a nice job of finding another player free, moving away from the ball, taking some defenders with her, so somebody's freed up on the opposite side.
Zach. Last touch by Megan Light.
Well, Light is just a warrior on those boards. If she just goes after it, I wouldn't want to be hit by her in there. I think you'd really feel her wrath. She just goes after it. That was her 7th rebound.
Comes out of Midhurst, Ontario, Canada. When she was there in high school, remember they played 5 years of high school ball up there with the extra grade. She played hoop and volleyball, MVP of both. Smalley again, got a little more air under this one, 2-pointer.
Smalley's had a nice game. She has good numbers, 9 points, couple of rebounds, played all of the first half, and you know she's one of those 40-minute players as well.
Lost off the knee there of Steves. 4-0 run by Niagara, giving a 1-point lead. Cunningham looking for more.
And the crowd goes wild. She has just become Niagara's all-time leading scorer. Her grandfather is there. You know, they know that it had happened in front of them at home. Now there's only one thing left, and that's for her to get into the championship game.
Eagles trying to bang it off the leg of the Griff, and they did.
And how good is she, really? Here she goes, and just in the emotional moment becomes the all-time leading scorer. You see it here. She goes coast to coast, lays it up. The crowd goes wild. The family just goes insane about it. They've been watching her since she was a little kid. You gotta love this stuff.
They got score sheets. They knew she set the record. On the end line there, jumper off the mark. And Lemparski makes her way down the court. Whitley, little up fake, got Ambrose lost. Lemparski. Niagara wants to run a little bit. And Roche gives it up on the travel. 4:01 off the game clock here in the second half. Niagara by 3, 41-38. The all-time leading scorer in Niagara history. That lady right there, Eva Cunningham, with 16 here in the ballgame. Setting history today by becoming the all-time leading scorer. And our sideline reporter, Dave McGarity, has found her parents.
I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham, the proud parents of the new record holder at Niagara University. Eva, that's got to be a big, big moment in your lives.
Oh, we're very proud of Evie, and we're proud of Niagara University, too. They've been good for her, and she's been good for them.
Well, I want to know who taught her how to shoot. It had to be, John had nothing to do with it.
Not at all, no. She's been with her ever since she was young, coaching her at St. Vincent in grade school, so it's been AAU teams, and it's been a lot of fun, but she has a lot to do with it.
Well, you guys I need to get that 32. I want to know why you don't have that number painted on your face. It's bad, but, wow. All right, bye-bye. Back to you, Dean and Cecilia.
Thanks, Dave. And Niagara takes another turn up the court. That is the grandfather of Eva Cunningham. Eva Cunningham currently with the basketball. Three-point Niagara lead. Shot clock down to 9. Little spin by Cunningham. Stopped on a dime, pirouetted, and came back the other way.
I tell you, she's just playing on adrenaline right now, and she'll put up record numbers on the way. If they can get this team to the championship round, that would be the icing on the cake for her.
Making a run there was Ambrose, and Ambrose hugging the official, trying to campaign for the non-call as Eva Cunningham. Look at the stop here, the pivot, and the score.
Well, she can play. And Ambrose, which really hurts this Niagara team, is about to go to the bench with her 4th foul. And Ambrose really coming on in this second half, has a total of 8 points, but she's only played 22 minutes in the whole game. Now, this is a kid who averages 39 minutes, and she is angry about the foul that was called. They need her back on the bench, and if this game gets away from them, she'll get back in. As a 4th personal foul, this is a tough take for this Niagara team.
Now, Bill O'Gronin has played a lot of people, though, this year, and hopefully that's going to help him out in this situation, as he has to go to the bench.
Well, Roche has to come out big now because Ambrose on the court, it doesn't just shoot, she rebounds for you.
Foul down low. Today's umpire, Jake Plunkett, joined by umpires Ray Shields-Jones.
You'll see it now. I tell you, Ambrose is pleading a good case there, and it didn't look like she had any contact on it, and the foul was called.
You get those 3, that 4th always seems to find you.
Sure does. Well, you get so tentative about it.
Smalley, wide on that one. Niagara this year went 17-11 to date, as Ambrose obviously upset, having to sit down with plenty of time on the clock.
Well, she doesn't want to be sitting down. She had to sit with injury all last year. She belongs on the court. She knows that. She'll be back out here.
Canisius, meanwhile, looking for their 20th win. Little dish there to Williams, setting up Lemparski. And Cunningham out muscling Zach for the rebound.
And Cunningham is just going to the board. She's doing it all. You know, she's player of the year for good reason. She's showing it every second she's got the ball in her hands. She's doing it off the ball as well.
Belling again. Trying to get the charge there was Williams.
And every time she touches the ball, her fan base jumps a little higher.
Travel called.
You see what she's able to do off the dribble. She knifes in between the defense, uses the glass, and puts it up. And she's got the crowd now working strong in Niagara's behalf. They have a 7-point lead. This is the second largest lead they've had in the game. They had an 8-point lead earlier in the game. And with 13:54, if they continue to play, they're doing it on the boards. They're doing it with the basketball. They're not turning it over in this second half, Dean. They're not bothered by pressure. It could be a good finish for Niagara.
Now it's time for the Broadway marketing mind-bending trivia question. When was the last time the MAAC sent two schools into the NCAA women's basketball tournament? In fact, we actually touched on it today. If you were listening closely, you will have the answer. Broadway marketing, mind-bending, Branded Solutions. Well, you mentioned biggest lead in the ball game for the Eagles at 8. That was in the first half. They've extended to 7 here in the second half, but they do have some problems with Ambrose being on the bench, the number 2 scorer in the league, just behind the number 1 scorer, Eva Cunningham. Set history today by scoring 16 points at that point and becoming the all-time leading scorer, moving ahead of Kim Kuhn, who did it between 89 and 93.
Now, during that emotional time, I'm not sure that Terry Zay shouldn't have used the timeout, because what had happened in that time was that Niagara, when the fans started to go crazy because Cunningham had broke that record, they just took their game up another level. And you can see the effect that Eva's record-breaking has on her teammates. They all step it up. Coach Zay may have used the timeout then just to take the air out of the balloon a little bit.
Well, he's got 13:54 here in the second half. 21 today for Eva Cunningham. She dropped 33 earlier this year in Iona. And several times she has scored 20 or more this season.
She's had 11 20-plus games this season. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is. Chantel Wilson touches it up. She, too, can knock it down from the outside ranks.
Remember, Wilson is playing with 3 fouls as well.
And Wilson. Came up a bit short. Radunsky has the rebound. Rebounding right now, tied at 25-25 between the two squads. Radunsky. There's the entry to Radunsky as they moved it around.
Doing a nice job with Steve sitting on the bench, continuing to get the ball inside. And Lamparski has been a bad bug on the side of Eva Cunningham's ball handling today. She is just all over this kid. And can you imagine if you didn't guard Eva, what she would do?
It took Canisius over 6 minutes to get their second field goal here at the half. Smalley. Wilson couldn't get it to go. And Williams comes up with a key rebound.
Neither team letting it get too far of an advantage and score.
Good pump that time by Chesko. Cunningham put her arm up for the foul.
Absolutely. You know, Eva put her hand up quickly because she knows that Wilson would have picked up her fourth. So she gets that hand up to the official just before she can make the call. Good move on her part. Eva very rarely will sit on the bench with fouls. That's just her second foul, actually her first foul of the game.
All-time MAAC tournament record for Canisius, 8 up, 15 down, but they've won 3 of their last 4. Last year went 2-1 and advanced to the championship game and lost by just a pair to Maris. And this year coming off the win against Manhattan yesterday by 10.
I'll tell you, the most impressive statistic that I've read with both Canisius and Maris this year is their record away. When you can duplicate your record at home, a 10-4 record with a record away of 10-4, you've had yourself a heck of a year. Because you don't expect that in the course of a season.
Now, they call this a neutral site. How do you feel about that with ththese two teams? Is it a road game? Does one feel a little more accommodating?
I don't think either team feels as if it's in a road game. Not these two. I think they feel this is their home court because of the fan base that follows them here.
Eva Cunningham's got her second triple here today. Zach from the wing, 3 ball.
Zach has been a little quiet in this second half. That's her first shot of this second half.
He leads them at 37% accuracy on threes. Wide open in the corner. Another three. 3 threes we've seen between the two teams.
This team can shoot, boy. And, you know, I like Eva because she'll take the ball down. She'll settle her team down. It's one pass a shot. You know? But she takes 10 seconds bringing it up. And Steve's, of course, answering every time Niagara tries to extend its lead. Steve steps up and does something positive.
Niagara by 4 with 11 minutes left in the second half. There's the deliberate fashion again of Cunningham. And here's Limparski draped on her. They look for Cunningham from the corner.
And Cunningham starts from the right and ends up on the left side of the court with the basketball.
Zach was hungry for that rebound. Leads him out. Looking for the shooter. They got her.
Boy, they're answering each other. You know, we highlighted two of the best, and two of the best are taking it to town now.
Zach's hit a couple triples in succession. 1 point. Niagara lead.
And she's moved into double digits now.
Leading scorer on the team at 12.9 a game. Cunningham to stop in the pop. Completely fooling the defense. They thought she was going to drive it.
Absolutely. It brought a smile to Coach Zay's face. It was like, oh boy.
Got a foul on the floor. You look up here at the Jumbotron. It says it's raining threes, and how true it is. Well, dueling threes going on here at the HSBC Arena. Becky Zach lighting it up from the right side. Eva Cunningham comes straight down the court. She matches it. Niagara 54, Canisius 50, still half of a half remaining here in this one. Earlier we had asked you on the Broadway marketing mind-bending trivia question, when was the last time the MAAC sent 2 schools into the NCAA women's basketball tournament? If you were listening earlier, we had Cecilia DeMarco talking about the situation. The answer, back in 2001, Siena and Fairfield both went to the big dance. Both had outstanding years. Both competed in the championship game. Siena won it in a close one, but Fairfield still got the nod. Broadway marketing, mind-bending, Brandon Solutions.
We have 2 of Niagara's players that have played all 40 minutes. Tony Smalley and, of course, we know Eva Cunningham is not coming off, but Ambrose would have been playing those same 40 minutes had she not got into early foul trouble. She's been on the bench an awful long time. Big block by Roche. Big block.
She led the league this year. Runner Radunsky put back on the foul on Roche. She's a feisty one out there.
Well, I'll tell you, you know your team's doing a great job in the defensive end when you get a 30-second call. But when the buzzer blows, sometimes what will happen is that players will stand and watch. And that's what happened there. Radunsky, again, a very good shot blocker, picks up her foul on the second block. Steve's getting to the foul line, having a banner day at the foul line. She's 5 of 6 so far today. Make that 6 of 7 today. She's doing it all there.
And they're going to go back to the chart. 56% free throw shooter. Stepping up in a big-time environment. Leading scorer here today for the Golden Griffs. Smalley's got the carom with 9:20 remaining in the second half. It's a 3-point Niagara lead.
And you wonder how long Shauna Ambrose and Sarah Wilson will stay on the bench with 4 fouls.
It has been all Cunningham here today. The only double-digit score. She's got 29.
And with plays like that, Coach Groening can gamble and keep Ambrose there for a while longer.
Steve's put back.
And every time you feel that the tide is turning, Steves has stepped up and done something positive.
Steves has 18 to lead her team. Cunningham takes a shot to the eye. Second time she's been roughed up today.
I'll tell you what, and every time they've roughed her up, they've paid for it. She's come back and drilled them the next time.
So the fouls beginning to mount on the 2 squads on the individual part of the game. And Freddie out there, joined by Roche, Smalley, Cunningham, and Chantal Wiltse. Dunsky brings it down with conviction. 3-ball will tie it. We've got 8:15 remaining. They go inside to Steves. Whitley.
And Freddie did a nice job keeping that ball alive. Won't get credit for the offensive rebound, but got her hand on it.
Foul out front once again. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left. Coming up in our 4:30 game on the MAAC television network. The leading scorer in the nation, P.P. Clark, getting ready to take on the Gales of Iona. 56-53. Niagara currently in the lead. Had a lot of triples go down from both teams. Highly competitive game. This season, Balance Bar Food Company and the MAAC are promoting healthy lifestyles to its students, alumni, and fans. Here's today's tip. Do your order, an appetizer with your food. Try a soup instead made with broth. And those high-calorie items, such as appetizers, that you and I like, Cecilia. The Balance Bar family of nutritional products aims to aid the passionate pursuit of everyday endeavors and activities by providing energy that lasts. Megan Light can't really believe the call. Tony Smalley will go to the line. 7 lead changes in this ball game, 4 ties. Statistician all day, Chris O'Connor. We thank him for joining us. Our stage manager, Jody Warner, as well.
Well, both Tony Smalley and Eva Cunningham have played every minute of the ball game so far. And Smalley quietly just gets the job done. She's hit a couple of really big shots. She's 9 points in the 32 minutes of play, and she has 4 rebounds. So her 10th point of the day, she picks up in double digits. Having a nice game with Ambrose on the bench.
Starting her 29th consecutive game today. Zach leaving it for Light. Light corrals it.
Boy, they keep the ball alive on the offensive glass. They do Canisius does such a nice job of it. I'll tell you, Steves is just asking for the basketball, knowing that she can get the ball inside.
And Smalley was riding Light rather heavily that time.
That's just her second personal foul, and I'd look soon to see both Ambrose and Wilson to enter the ball game.
Long range sack. Smalley had good position.
5 big rebounds in this contest, along with 10 points. She's had a really nice ball game.
She had 10 points yesterday in the win against Ryder. They won that one by 20 plus. Cunningham with the outstanding game with 29 here today. She's got an excellent chance of establishing a new career high. Roche in between 2 grips takes it away. Reset for the Purple Eagles. Last year they won 18 ball games. Today they can match that number with a W.
And Tony Smalley, one of those players that saw so little time last year, and certainly has improved the game to the level where Coach wants her in there for all 40 minutes.
Jessica Steves has 3 personals, 5 on the team here in the second half with 6:22 remaining. And Chantel Wilson out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. They've gone north of the border a few times and plucked 3 Canadians on this year's roster.
You see this foul inside all the way, making the move. Steve stepping in. Had she maybe stayed square, she might have had a chance to pick up a charge.
Roche fights for the ball. Went off somebody's shoe. Roche's.
Yeah, Roche doing a really good job with both Wilson and Ambrose in foul troubles. She hasn't stopped Steves, but she seems to have slowed her down a little bit.
Griffs trail it by 6. Whitley, quiet numbers here today. Been over 2 minutes. Canisius hasn't put one up. In. Oh, that one went up, but it went over top. Bill Groden working the sidelines in his 11th year. His MAAC tournament record 5 up and 10 down. Winner of this one gets the champion of a year ago, Marist College, tomorrow in the championship game.
Boy, Light is just all over Wilson in the post there. I'll tell you, with Ambrose sitting down for the majority of the game, their second leading scorer, what a job Roche has done, Smalley has done, Wilson has done, just keeping Niagara scoring.
A touch foul there on Lamparski.
And you don't want to put Eva Cunningham at the foul line to extend the lead. They have the chance now with her at the line to match their biggest lead of the game. And that's Lamparski's third foul.
In yesterday's win against Ryder, they didn't miss a free throw. They were 14 for 14.
Well, both teams now are going to be in the bonus, so it may very well come down to foul shooting. And although Niagara is a 70-plus foul shooting team, Canisius falls just below that in the high 60s.
Biggest lead again matched at 8. It happened in the first half. It's happening here in the second half for the Eagles. Whitleaf has something to say. Steve's
in the right place at the right time. Steve's having a nice game today. That was her 20th point. She has 6 rebounds. She's played just about the entire game. She's been at the foul line. Not a good foul shooter traditionally, but is 6 for 8 from the line. What a day.
And that was a very timely basket because it looked like Niagara had taken over the tempo. There's the clear out against Lamparski. Cunningham runs it up.
Now, the ball is not going to go in anybody's hands but Cunningham for the next 5 minutes.
Eva Cunningham has scored 31 points. Check it, 33 points. She's tied her career high. Zach, big one.
And Zach answers, and this has been the way of the day.
Cunningham, watch. Guarded tightly by Lamparski.
And Ambrose approaching the scorer's table with 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. And Randunsky takes a charge. And Tony Smalley picks up her third foul.
Shooting situation. Chantel Wilson's out. They've decided to bring Shauna Ambrose back in with 4:25 left.
Just take a look at Cunningham on the glass, boy. She just goes to the ball, the basket, gets it done. Great body awareness.
Steve's forced it to Radunsky on a travel.
Yeah, and Radunsky could have easily been called for an offensive charge because she plowed into Shauna Ambrose. Ambrose has got to be careful. Lamparski now just face guarding Eva as she brings the ball up.
Yeah, you wonder about Cunningham getting tired. What if you're Lamparski? Because you have to stay with her every step.
Yeah, you've got to run with her. Backwards to boot.
Roche.
You take a look at what we've got going here. You've got Cunningham, Player of the Year, asking your team to step up, and you have Zach ready to go. Who's going to take this one down the stretch?
Dean Darling, Cecilia DeMarco, Dave McGarry, our entire MAAC television crew. Thank you for joining us from the Western New York area. Buffalo, HSBC Arena, at the line. Roche missing on the first attempt. Get the latest MAAC news and scores sent right to your wireless phone. Sign up for the MAAC Verizon Wireless Coach's Corner at www.macsports.com. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. Standard text messaging fees apply. Dunsky setting up Chesko. Steve stepping out. The leading scorer in the ball game today for the Griffs. Zach's got a 3-look. And Ambrose got mugged after coming off with a defensive rebound.
And Ambrose comes into the game after sitting out a good 12 minutes of it and does something positive. She fights with 4, goes for it, doesn't worry about the consequences, ends up getting grabbed by Steves, who may have picked up the 4th if it's called on her. It is her 4th foul. Steves is a big loss if she were to go down. with just 3 minutes left, we've got two of the bigger players inside with 4 fouls apiece.
And if you're Zay, you basically have to keep Steves in there right now.
Oh, you have no choice. There's no sense resting her. The season will be over, and she'll be watching it from the sidelines. So he's got to stay with her as Coach Agronin has decided to go back with Ambrose. Kudos to Ambrose, though, stepping up, making foul shots, having sat down, doing positive things, even though she's been in foul trouble most of the ball game. And that's her 10th point of the game. Just think what she would have done had she had a chance to play all day.
And one, as the official said, the carry-through was there on the push. They're signaling 1-1. It looked like originally she counted it. And now checking at the official scores table. 17 fouls
and both
already. And now they are conferring.
Well, it really is about who the foul was on. I believe that the call went against 21, Tony Smalley.
The umpire is Rachel Jones, who's being questioned now, talking to the head man, Marty Novich.
And Tony, that would have been Smalley's 4th foul. And they're talking, of course, Coach Zay wants a continuation so that the basket counts and not a 1-1.
It's against Smalley, her 4th.
And Radunsky, not a very good foul shooter, but she shoots just 48 on the season. But we've seen all day, kids that don't shoot well have been doing a great job of it.
So no continuation for Radunsky. She gets the bonus.
And when it counts, they've stepped up to the line and done the job by finishing off.
They were 7th in the MAAC in free throw percent this year. She's made 60% of her tosses here today. So 2 made by Radunsky with 3:25 remaining.
They're trying to keep the ball out of Cunningham's hands, but that's near impossible with the way she moves off the ball.
Next point, she makes a new career high, tying 33 today. Her effort against Iona earlier this year. Forced it a little bit, went off a grip.
And Niagara will keep possession of the ball. Right now, from the foul line, Niagara's been there 19 times, has come up in the positive 16. Canisius 24 times, making 19. That's great foul shooting on both teams' parts.
Tipped away Lemparski. Roche had the pins taken out, and it's Radunsky on the foul.
Yeah, Radunsky, it was one of those fouls where you see it, she just comes under her. And that's her 4th foul. She's picked up the last couple.
10 fouls on Canisius, double bonus as well, and 8 on Niagara.
And Roche, another foul shooter who's not shot well, just 53%, can't knock the first one down. It's going to come to battle of the free throws as we finish off.
Roche out of Niwot, Colorado. 6-point Niagara lead. They've done a good job on Whitlieb on the outside. Jump ball.
Roche has really altered Steve's shots a number of times. Jump ball possession goes in Niagara's favor. Roche doing the best job of defending Steve's as any player that he's put in there today. Nice job. She came down, she touched. Good call on the official's part.
Well, she had 60 during the course of the regular season. She's had a couple here today. Ambrose. Good position by Steves. They said Roche knocked it from behind. Niagara's bench doesn't like it.
Well, Roche did get a piece of it, and she was lucky that she wasn't called in an over the back with Steve. So
Cunningham staying right with Zach. Roche was having all kinds of problems.
You know, I don't think that's a really terrible foul. You've got a situation now where Niagara's going to the foul line. This is the 10th team foul in Canisius, and they're going to get 2 shots out of it. Zay tries to go up and under with it. She pushes her from behind, but I'll tell you what, she's not a great foul shooter, so maybe a way to get the ball back, but she has to because of the 10-shot foul situation, or the 10-foul situation.
Yeah, she's struggling today, Roche. 2 misses there. Still a 6-point lead. We edge in at 2 minutes left in regulation. Whitley for a 2-point attempt. Got her own miss. Roche, another block.
Another block, and went off with Whitley. I'll tell you what, Roche's doing it all, doing a nice job on the boards. A couple of key possessions she's made a difference on. Take a look. You got Whitley doing a good job going the offensive board. Roche bangs her down to the ground, no foul.
They take Roche out because she's been a little bit of a liability on the free throw line, but what an asset on the defensive end.
I'll tell you what, you might see the offense-defense kind of substitution happen.
Pick free, Lemparski leads for Whitley. She corralled it. 4-point Niagara lead. Timeout, Terry Zay and company.
Well, Eva Cunningham has got to keep the ball in her hands on every possession coming down. She's the steadiest ball handler. Malfreda, what had happened on that one with Manfreda, you see she tried to go behind her back, and you don't want that kind of a play in that kind of a situation.
Bill Gronin agitated in his huddle. Didn't like that half-court trap and the give up on the turnover.
Well, that basket ended a 2-minute drought for Canisius, so they're back in the scoring column. And you always feel as a coach a 6-point lead is a much more comfortable lead than a 4-point lead with 1.5 left.
Niagara got beat twice earlier this year by Canisius. 9 points at Canisius, 9 points at Niagara. But right now they lead it.
They've got 4 people around Eva Cunningham trying to get her to give up the basketball.
No chance there. Cunningham draws another foul.
And that's the 4th foul called. So Cunningham will be shooting 2 at the line. Now again, she's getting awfully close to setting the all-time tournament record. With 1 point alone, she will surpass her all-time high-scoring game record. So it's a possibility to see all kinds of records drop today for her.
And again, it's the last thing in her mind. She wants to close this thing out and get to the championship game.
She wants to play in a championship game.
Niagara's never been to the championship game. They've got a good opportunity here. Now they lead by 5. 90 seconds left. Whitley with the NBA range. Steves. Roche on a block foul.
Well, actually, Roche is kind of stepping away because she thought she just had all ball on that. And it looked like it could have been a jump ball. Steves, again, has done great work at the line today. NBA 3, big rebound on Steves' part. Goes up strong. Looks like Roche. Ooh, looks like all ball from here, but...
She's got it with the left hand, too, on the block. And Steves has kept her team in the ball game throughout the afternoon.
And now you see the offense-defense strategy that Coach O'Gronin has employed in the last 2 minutes, taking Roche back out on the offensive end so he can have another ball-handling guard. Steve's having a great day at the line. Not a great foul shooter, but a great foul shooter this afternoon.
And now Megan Lake comes in to protect Steves. Steves leaves. And it's a one-possession game once again.
And everybody just facing Eva.
They set up the trap. Knocked free there for an instant. Still Niagara ball with 26 on the shot clock.
Francesco has just been told, face. We're going to play 4-on-4. Do not let Cunningham get the basketball.
Mayor Mullins checking in, wearing number 32 for Canisius. The trap again. Looked like they had it properly set.
Yeah. Well, you've got Ambrose going to the foul line. And Chesko has just picked up her 5th foul.
So Chesko, who played a hard game today for the Gris, has to leave.
Ambrose, a very, very good foul shooter, shooting 83%. Having a good day for someone who played limited minutes because of foul trouble and has really remained foul-free since coming in at the 7-minute mark, or just under 7 minutes. She's been playing with 4 and still getting it done.
Ambrose third in the MAAC free throw percent this year at 83%, as you mentioned, and also taking the most on the team, 134 in the first 27 games. Chesko fouling out with the 8 points. She was active with the ball. She was a ball hawker on defense.
I think she did a really nice job against Cunningham when they were trying to keep the ball out of her hands. Steves is back in the ball game. Big rebound to here. She shot very well from the foul line tonight.
Ambrose, another good story for Niagara this year. 19 games in total last year. Remember, this was a senior-laden team. She scored a total of 35 points. A year later, she's the second leading scorer to MAAC, 16.2 a game.
And she's just a sophomore, so and her and Eva together have been a great 1-2 punch for this Niagara program.
4-point lead for the Eagles. Zach for the 3. She tracked it down. Shot clock rolls, though. It did not hit the rim. Good battle there. Roche, another foul.
Roche's got to stop thinking block and just keep her hands up now. That's her 4th foul. And again, you'll see that Roche's just got to try not to block any more shots. She did break that vertical plane. Keep your hands up straight and just think rebound at that point.
So, timeout taken here. A short one as the Eagles huddle around Bill Agronin. Terry Zay talking to his team. Here is the MAAC women's bracket, brought to you by Pontiac. The first ever G6 from Pontiac is equipped with the most powerful standard V6 in its class. With action, anything is possible. Check out a G6 today at your local Pontiac dealer. Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA. Well, Fairfield losing earlier to Marist. Marist advances second year in a row to the championship. They won it last year against this Golden Griff team by 2, and the winner of this one takes on Marist. There's Marist waiting in the wings. Fifi Kamara enjoying the music here in the background of the HSBC Arena. Well, something's going on right now with Chantal Wilson. She was trying to get into the game
after the team had come onto the court and the buzzer had sounded, so she'll have to wait until there is either a break in action or a shot goes in, then you come back in the game.
Jessica Steves, I have mentioned several times, has kept her team in the game. In the beginning, it was her field goals, but now her free throw shooting really coming into play.
She's
making
having
9
a
of
great
11.
Day today. It's a great day. Just shoots 60% in the year, and she's been to the foul line looking as if she shoots 85 all the time.
She has a new career high with 24. And Parsky with the acting job. Final 50 seconds.
Niagara will opt to use the whole thing, I'm sure.
Shot clock at 14. You know it will be in number 32's hands, if possible, at the end. Throwaway. Arrow. Canisius.
Well, it's a 2-point ball game, and it's anybody's ball game. The last Canisius lead was at 18:03. They led by 1, 38-37. And Niagara from the foul line in the last 12 trips has only made good on 5. So if they look back and wonder why, you can talk about the charity stripe.
Steves now for Lamparski. 2-point game. 1 second differential. Block on the perimeter by Cunningham. Zach goes right back at her foul.
And the difference has been that when Canisius has gotten to the foul line, this game they are 23 for 28. So the foul line has kept them alive.
That actually going into the game, Niagara a better free throw shooting unit than Canisius by 6 percentage points. Give Zach credit. Got it put back in her face by Cunningham. Continued to track the ball and cause the foul.
And Zach, a good foul shooter. She's 72% on the year and gets to the foul line 80 times. So she's always going to the basket.
Well, some of the crowd here for the Eagles a little bit stunned. They thought they were going to close it out with a W in a rather easy way, but it hasn't happened. The Griffs showing why they've won so many games this year, 19 in total.
Well, I'll tell you, they were up by 6 with a minute and a half left in the ball game. Looked like everything was going their way, and now we have a quiet crowd sensing that the tide has shifted a little bit, and that Canisius now is sort of on a little bit of a run. They certainly have done it at the foul line.
This copyrighted telecast of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the MAAC and MAAC Properties, a division of Host Communications. Grandparents of Eva Cunningham, they're concerned right now, even though their girl is at a career-high day. It is Becky Zach at the free throw line for a two-shot situation with the game in balance. First time there today for Zach, making 75% in the regular season.
And it may be coming down to the last shot, Dean, and we know that Eva Cunningham will have the ball in her hand.
Kept alive by Light. Timeout. Light with the big sin. If you're along that free throw line, never give up the rebound on a missed attempt.
Absolutely. And Light stepping in. And the thing that Canisius has done well all year, you talk rebounding, you talk second shot opportunities, they do it. You see Zach at the line, and again, Light should have been checked out. She rolls off, gets possession of the ball, calls a smart timeout, looks right at the official, gets the ball in Canisius' hand. Now Canisius, having not tied it with the foul shot, has a chance to win it with 13.8 left on the clock.
One timeout left for Canisius, couple on the board for Niagara. If there's a ball tie-up, it will go the way of Niagara. That was pure strength by Megan Light, outfighting Tony Smalley to get to the glass. As you see our reset, 1 point differential in the score, double bonus for both teams, timeouts remaining, favoring Niagara.
Well, Canisius had a chance to put this away at the foul line and just didn't. I'm sorry, Niagara had the chance to put it away and didn't. Canisius, the team that you had mentioned, not a great foul shooting team, has shot great at the foul line today.
Inbound from Lamparski. Zach dogged by Cunningham. And one!
And just when Niagara thought it was theirs, Becky Zach has done the incredible. She may have missed the foul shot, but she ends up making the two and getting to the line with a chance to put the Canisius team up by 1.
Timeout, Purple Eagles. Cunningham has absorbed the last 2 fouls by the Eagles. There's Terry Zay working in the huddle. Let's get another look.
You see it. It was clear. It was a foul, and Zach makes good. She drives past, lays it in. Bench goes crazy. Coach goes crazy. They know they have a chance to get to the championship game. The pressure now is on the Niagara team to come down, perhaps full court, and either tie it with a 2 or go ahead with a 3.
It was Zach who just missed a key free throw, but then a rescue rebound by Light gave him new life. And Zach, a conventional three-point play. Red Dunsky comes in. Steves leaves. A concerned Eagle bench. Chantel Wilson in. He is an excellent three-point shooter. It's either going to be Cunningham or Wilson or Ambrose here in the final stages.
Well, you know it's going to be Cunningham. She's going to go the distance. She's going to take Lamparski.
Final 5 seconds. Cunningham. Wide. Canisius rebound foul. 0.5 of a second left.
And Eva Cunningham is at the end of the court with her shirt over her eyes, knowing that she had the chance to do it all, and that's a hard way to end the season.
Bill O'Gronin obviously affected by that last sequence. Becky Zach stepping up mightily here in the late stages of this ball game, and Cunningham obviously showing her emotions here at the end. 70-68. It would take a miracle for Niagara to tie it. 0.5 of a second remaining.
And look for the baseball pass.
Wilson heaves it. It didn't get up in time. Canisius in a comeback win. They have won the semifinal matchup against the Purple Eagles of Niagara. They have won their 20th game in the meantime, and for the second consecutive year, it's Marist and Canisius in the MAAC championship game tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. An 11-2 Canisius run at the end of the game to close out a 3-point win here in Buffalo. Becky Zach with a big runner on the inside after a missed free throw attempt. A key rebound by Megan Light. And Becky Zach, the quarterback of the team, embracing her head coach, Terry Zay. The consolation as one of the team members talking with Eva Cunningham. She leaves in her last game with a career-high effort of 34 points. But today, it's Canisius' day. We'll be back to wrap it up. Canisius in Buffalo has won to advance to the championship by 3 on the MAAC Television Network.